How you guys doing? This is our first installment of Vibe Live. We decided that tonight, a good way to kick things off for us, since Tom and I had a conversation the other night about Star Wars, we would talk about Star Wars because it's an easy thing to start a conversation with. And I'm not going to promise that the conversation is going to stay on Star Wars, but we're going to start off there. The idea here is for us to just pick a different subject and talk among ourselves every week. And if you guys dig it, you could chime in on Facebook. We're going to pay attention. Hopefully, we'll pay attention if we're not too busy talking to each other. This is a drinking-friendly environment, so we do hope that you will
Nostrovia
will pop in to your into this conversation with us with a drink in your hand or some other device if that's what you need. But this is Tom Sargent. I'm Warren. This is Rocky Champagne.
How are you?
You've probably seen Rocky. Well, if you've watched any of the Vibe videos, you've seen Rocky. He plays in The Project and he plays in Anderson Council.
Shout out.
Tom is local diver in the area who's got some major cool stories that we're going to get into down the line because...
not all of them.
No, they're cool, man. Because I've wanted to get into scuba diving and I don't know the first thing about it. Like, I'm an idiot when it comes to anything scuba, so learning, at least talking about it and hearing some of the cool shit.
I incorporated both topics into tonight.
Yeah,
yes,
you did,
I noticed
man.
That. I noticed that.
I was actually going to call you and be like, dude, I'll loan you a Star Wars shirt if you need one.
I said, dude, it won't happen.
I do have to give a shout out to Lincoln Batista from Brazil, one of my cave diving friends who I met up in North Florida, who bought me this for my birthday.
Nice, very nice. Very cool.
So, all right, so I guess I'm going to start the conversation off, all right, because
I'm the rookie here.
I am a Star Wars geek, like really, dude. When I actually had to ask my mom because what was I 7 or 6 years old when the movie came out? Like, I remember seeing it, and I remember being like,
well, how old are you?
I'm 48 now.
48.
Actually, I
All
keep
right,
thinking I'm 47.
45,
okay.
so
Wow, you can.
Oh
I'm
wow!
the
So you're
oldest-
even younger than me.
I'm
So
the oldest man again here.
You're old,
What's
yeah,
going
you're
on?
a
I was
grandpa.
5, so I suppose we should all like discuss how old were you when Star Wars came out.
Well, let's see. I'm 59 now, so I gotta say
77.
Yeah, so I was 18.
18. Wow. All right. So I could see how he wouldn't be as into it as we would
Yeah, fair
because.
enough.
Star Trek.
Oh my! Well, yeah, that is your
My genre.
your
He didn't
genre,
need
your
the
age.
Princess Leia action figure. He was going for
Yeah.
the real one.
Although hers was pretty hot too. Both of them, the new one and the old one. I'm a Trekkie too. I'm actually in everything science fiction.
Right.
I owe that to Star Wars. You know, the thing with Star Wars was, as a kid, my dad took me. My mom didn't want to go. My father took me, and I just remember coming home and being like, my whole life changed. Everything was different, man. Like, you could fly in the sky. Like, I couldn't even imagine.
Well, there were some things before that. I mean,
There was like
a
Black
Buck
Hole,
Rogers.
The Jetsons.
No, was Buck Rogers before or after? I think it had to have been after.
Way before.
No, the comic, yes, but not the TV show. That was Gil
How about
Gerard.
Logan's Run.
Gil Gerard, was that his name? Logan's Run.
That's more your time frame because I was super young then.
Yeah.
I think I was breastfeeding when that came out.
Well, I never stopped. But anyway, breastfeeding. Just wanted everyone to know.
That was an age dig on you. I'm sorry.
right. No,
I
but the whole sci-fi thing just gave me a whole new imaginary. The Star Wars thing itself, like I had seen. I don't even know if the Black Hole, Disney's The Black Hole, was before
That was
Star
after.
Wars. Or not.
That
That was
was
after, right?
Yeah.
I was enthralled with that too when I was a kid. I seen it as an adult, and I was like,
And they made
"Oh,
action
that's
figures
terrible."
after that too.
I had that,
Yeah.
dude. I had every fucking action
They weren't
figure.
as cool though.
Really?
Look,
they,
I got.
they were the toys that you blew up with the firecrackers.
This is a little.
Yeah, well, listen, dude. It's funny that you say that because all my action figures were firecracker action figures. Like, my brother and I had, we started with the Star Wars collections, of course. See, I always had a problem talking my mom into buying additional stormtroopers. She was like, "But you already have that one," and I'm like, "Yeah, but
no,
there's
but
like
I don't have a fucking platoon.
I need a regiment of stormtroopers, man. Like I didn't have
Platoon, goddamn.
And then, well, years and years later, when they put the new movies out, and I got so into it, dude, because I had kids. I had 2 boys, and before my first one was born, I was out buying doubles of all the new Star Wars figures and stuff.
That's what I was doing after I had my daughter.
Okay.
And I had disposable income at the time.
Right.
And they just started re-releasing figures. I mean, Star Wars figures weren't even in the stores anymore at that time.
Right.
You know, and they came out with the re-release. I think it's when they like made
Oh,
it
right,
HD or put it on VHS.
There's actually 4 different versions of the movie now. All right, that sounds pretty good. It's not. Are they saying it's too loud?
No.
Are we? How's the audio? Is it all
No, I
right?
didn't want to blow it. I didn't want.
That's fine.
Oh,
Are
okay.
we actually
Rocky,
live or-
we're live, dude. Rocky's fucking around on his phone, so.
Sorry.
Listen, it's an IPA night. It's okay.
I want
We're
to
gonna
check it
enjoy
out. You know what I'm saying?
Those give you man boobs.
We're good.
IPAs?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all right.
What are
Animal Station.
Yeah. What is it? What exactly? I was going to ask you what that was.
What? I don't know.
Is it
It's
a
Tropical
a
Torpedo
beer?
Sierra
Or is it a
Nevada
soda?
Tropical IPA. It's a beer.
Oh, no kidding.
All right. I had this blueberry thing the other night at I was
Purple
gonna
haze. Purple haze.
no, I had that first. Then I had the blueberry cider at Kilted Mermaid.
Yep.
I was gonna go there today and see if I could buy a 6-pack and come back. So
Those
I
are
haven't.
good people, by the way.
Very good people. It's a cool place. I love that place. But so we're sidetracked on this whole Star Wars thing. So I got into this whole. Star Wars just made it more exciting for me. The story, the downtrodden old Luke Skywalker bad guy thing. You know, like.
I just think they pushed it perfectly to a point where people went, I can't wait to see the next one. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Well,
saying?
you know, it had
That was
a.
at the time where movies played in the theater for a year, though.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Not a
yeah.
couple of months,
Yeah,
and then
exactly,
it was on
yeah.
pirated on every. Yeah.
And I think that stopped like shortly after like Indiana Jones, the original one. I think that was the last one I remember seeing in theaters for a
Right.
while. Although Basic Instinct, that stayed in theaters
That's
for a while.
yeah. Well, I wonder why.
And I went every single time.
Right.
For 5 seconds of pleasure.
and she looks great still.
She's always
Sharon
been good.
Stone?
Yeah. She still looks.
Absolutely.
You know, I keep thinking I'm like 18, 19 years old, and I forget that I'm 48. And like, all right, so when the Basic Instinct came out, I think I was in my 20s,
Oh,
and she was in her 40s, and you're like,
I was stationed at Camp Pendleton.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow.
He didn't always have hair like that.
No.
No.
We've had that. We were going to have this discussion another night too about hair, guys, and their long hair from our generation. But when I got into it, right, I was very, very lucky because 2 years after or 4 years after when Empire Strikes Back came out, my parents had. My dad was a New York City police officer, and he had left. My grandfather died, left him a bunch of money, and moved the family to Texas. And he opened up a Burger King. So,
Oh,
yeah. So, this is where the glasses come from.
and they look so familiar.
The cool thing about the glasses, right, is that at one point I had every one of these in like full cases of 36. And over the years they've been broken and smashed, and even in the move back to New York, we lost a bunch of cases of them were stolen out of the car, out of the back of the truck. But
Did your parents ever find out it was you?
yeah, right. No, it was I wasn't even there. It was in a giant 18-wheeler, and like we fled back to New York because things got bad, like really bad money wise, and back in the 80s. And what is that? Me? That's my foot. I'm about to say, watch your foot. And my folks were really cool in the fact that they didn't spoil us. Like they had money, but we weren't allowed. Like I couldn't have the Legion of Stormtroopers. My kids had the Legion of Stormtroopers, and
Of course.
and then they had like now. Do you remember that Stormtrooper carrier? The first one. It was like a gray vehicle shaped like a T.
I think.
And the
to
guy
a colorblind.
stood
I'm
6.
colorblind.
Oh, that's
so-
right. I
you were
forgot
too.
about that.
Me too.
If you guys remember, they used to have like this.
I'm surprised everybody wore
the
pink
Stormtrooper
tonight.
carrier mobile, and two guys could sit in the inside. One guy sat in the top and had the turret, and
I
then there
definitely
were
remember
6
that
that sat
one.
on the side, right?
Yep.
3 on each side, and I had to fill that with other guys. My kids had like this
Baseball
transporter.
players, football players, whatever else.
Had the one from
You had the, like Walrus Man and Snaggletooth.
yeah,
and
all
shit
those
like
guys.
that in
And
there.
actually, talking about the Snaggletooth guys, we're gonna go all over the place
There's
with
a
this.
small
so just
one and a
fucking
bigger one.
follow along. Yes. Why is
An
that?
orange and a blue
Why
one,
did
right?
they make a small one and a big one? Like, why was there a small one to begin with?
I only remember one in the movie.
Me too, and he was normal size.
Somebody else can comment on that.
Yeah. Why? Any idea why there were more than one? And why? I was glad they brought
Walrus Man.
Walrus men.
Man.
But there were more than. There was only one. When they brought him back, did you see any of the new movies?
No.
Why, dude? Come on. You gotta watch Rogue One at least. It's the best one out of all the new
I'll
ones.
tell you what I'm going to do.
I hope you guys gotta agree with me, right?
Okay.
If you're a
And that
true-
was a
And
great,
this is live
great
on camera,
Brooklyn accent.
so I'm going to
Tell
lie
you
to
what I'm
him.
gonna do.
I'll watch the first, or whatever the one you said. I'll give it a shot. I'll try to watch it.
have you
Is that
watched
fair?
any of them? Come on.
I mean, I watched the first one and the second one. That was it for me. I was like, yeah.
Why are you on this discussion?
Because
We're going to talk about Jaws next.
the dummy asked me.
We got more offers for Jaws.
Because the problem is it's not a problem. Dude, I could sit and talk about anything, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, all right, if I'm going to get a group of guys that don't know each other together, I'm going to find something that everybody has in common. And I find the one fucking guy that doesn't know a damn thing about Star Wars.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't know anything.
No. I am your father, right? You're going to know all the signature shit that you can buy at
See what I'm
Walmart.
saying?
Well, see, dude, my mom was like super creative. And
Mine too.
did you buy comics back then?
No.
All right.
There's never
I was
no
lucky.
comics. I never did comics.
No kidding.
I had
was big
all
on
of the
Marvel.
first Marvel Star Wars comics when I was a kid, and it was like, she let me buy it from the Book of the Month Club at school. Remember when? I don't know if they. I think they still have the Book of the Month Club. I don't know if you
Fun
guys.
fairs, and you go through the
Yeah,
library
dude,
and you
yeah.
buy all that shit.
And say
Back
and get
in
as
the
many
good old
points
days.
as you could, so
Yeah.
you could
Oh,
get the
but
shit
now.
that they sell you at the end for your points.
And then you
right?
walk down the
Right.
hall and you did like that cake dance shit with the revolving chair and stuff.
Always
and
smelled,
Oh my
with the
God.
thing.
always smelled the new paper.
That explains a lot, dude.
You're a different generation now.
That totally fucking explains a
If
lot.
that's what you had for rolling papers, we understand.
Oh my god. Oh shit! I just totally lost the the premise of where I,
I knew
was
this
going
was
with
going to
this.
happen.
I'm gonna end up needing cue cards for this whole thing. But my mom was like super creative, and rather than buying me every play set known to man, because we actually played. Like I had a cousin.
You
that-
made your play sets. Whatever you saw in the commercial
Exactly.
with the blocks and the
Yes.
sand.
My mom
you
went
know,
out and bought
like
styrofoam, right?
Force
And
10 from Navarone.
she made
you know,
this
you're carving out
this
shit.
set, this play set for me out of cheap ass styrofoam
Okay,
from wherever
she
she bought
carved
it.
it out and did
Carved the
all that
whole thing
stuff.
out, made like
Wow, that's
igloos and
awesome.
dugouts, and it was like the coolest shit, man.
Heck yeah.
And like my friends would come over and they'd be like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, my mom made that," you know.
They're like, bull,
Of
come
course,
on.
I gave her hell then, but to look
See
back
that
on
blood
that
there?
now.
That's her cranberry nail polish.
Yeah, right. Or she had the cave like in The Empire Strikes Back. There's this whole scene where Luke gets caught by a snow monster, right?
Right.
And
Oh, the Wampa.
The Wampa, dude.
Yeah.
They didn't have the action figure then, so of
Oh,
course.
I had the Wampa action.
Did you
figure.
really?
It came with the Hoth set.
I
and
didn't
it had
have
a
that.
swing action arm. So you can like pull back the arm and it would go whack. You know, which is what
So it
gave
could slap the shit out of somebody.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, in the first version of the movie, there's 4 versions of it, right? And in one version, the original theatrical version, you don't see. There's a scene that they put back in it later on, that's more graphic in nature of them cutting. That's how. Is that how?
it's Wampa having an erotic moment.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what you're saying
Luke
is
ends up
that
killing him.
They did the Empire Strikes Back more than once, right? If I remember correctly.
No.
Was there a reason for
Yeah,
that?
all right. So George
Now
Lucas.
you're telling me the reason for it. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always wondered why.
There's the
They
original
have the
theatrical
effects.
versions.
Okay.
And then when LucasArts, you don't know how many, you don't realize how many movies were designed with DreamWorks like video and audio, and,
Right.
and when you get into the background of all that shit, you find out that LucasArts has got a lot to do with a lot of the movies that you've seen.
Right.
So he decided, like when I think it was THX was the sound system.
That was his first one.
That was the first
And that's
changes.
what he did, a short movie with THX.
Right.
And I think that's what the movie was
And
called.
that's what started this whole changing
Yeah.
revolution. So he knew that now, like, when you watch the original version of the movie and you see the land speeder going across, the way that they used it, the way that they hid the wheels then was with Vaseline.
Right.
So when you're watching an old movie now, like take a Sinbad, the old Sinbads, the claymation ones.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
how awesome they were when you were a
Oh,
kid?
they were awesome.
Ray
You wa-
Harryhausen.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Right? Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
You watch them now and you're like,
Oh, you go, wow.
I always wonder. I was watching something the other day. I forget what. The Alienist TV show, and they go into this. Was it the Alienist? It was some show. They go in for the first time. It's like the turn of the century when moving pictures were first invented. Right.
Right, right.
They go in and they're sitting at this theater, and as it's cool. Bathroom breaks are permitted, dude. So they go into this theater.
Walked right by it.
They go into this theater, and they're watching a movie of like the waves coming in,
Right.
and they're freaked out because to them it
Oh,
looks
yeah,
like
'cause
3D.
it looks like it's coming right
but
at
you
you.
and I would watch it now and be like, "That is
Really?
the cheesiest thing I've ever seen in my life." So the effects have just gotten so ridiculous that he decided now he's going to go back and put all the things in that he couldn't put in the original version.
Right.
So he went in and digitally enhanced, certain things, and then while he was digitally enhancing it, he decided, oh, I can add shit too. So maybe there's 5 minutes per movie, and if you've never seen the movie and you see the newer versions, you wouldn't know what's been cut, what's been
Right.
added, what's not. If you watch the original versions, there's certain scenes in there, like there's a scene, very famous scene where a stormtrooper bumps his head. And it's a blooper, but they liked it so much they kept it into the movie.
Right.
In later versions, later releases, as it went to DVD and then
They
went to
didn't have that?
Blu-ray and then went to whatever, no, they enhance it more.
Oh, okay.
Like they put in a boom, so when he hits his head, there's a big boom, or he says "ouch" in one, and they take it out in another one. So there's like alternate versions
Right.
of
Okay.
all of them. The cool thing too is, how was that? Was that good for you?
I drink like a gallon of water at work during the day, so
So,
it's not like the coffee poop.
right?
Like at 10 a.m.
So in all those alternate versions, like you get lost, and there's people that hate them, people that love them. I'm just the kind of guy that likes anything Star Wars, dude. I love it. Doesn't matter. When I got into the comics, like, all right, so now I'm gonna get like really
at least
geeky.
one, I was
I
gonna
did.
say.
I got a stack of
They're
comics.
here for a reason.
So if you guys got into like the Dark Horse stuff, I got into it because the artwork on a lot of the covers. This is so man boy. I'm like such a man boy. It's ridiculous. But like, dude, go buy a Tales of the Jedi Dark Horse comic. Look at the artwork that's on like the cover of a comic book.
I've been with a torpedo.
It's I mean, and there's just so many. But you
That
like,
is a lot better than man.
look at this shit.
I
Like,
remember Spider-Man.
how does that
didn't
not
look
make
anything
it?
like that.
It's like if you remember Beastmaster, or if you're a Lord of the Rings fan and you never
Okay.
watched Star Wars and you saw that, like I was like, this is so cool. Here's my problem with Star Wars is this: Disney is ruining it for the people that grew up with it, in the sense that they threw out the canon, which means everything that took place up until Disney. George Lucas had this idea. I'm going to expand upon the Empire. And if you read any of the books, like he just let people license the book. They were able to write stories. He would proofread it and decide whether it was acceptable to release. And then
Yeah.
what
It's
happened?
going to be every year.
And that's pretty
So
freaking
the-
impressive to me. I mean, anything that lasts that long, that's pretty impressive to me. whether you like it or not.
Sorry, guys, we lost the connection there for a second. That happens when you're on broadband. That's me tagging you, beeping there.
Hey, thanks a lot. I'm here.
While we were on the break, Rocky was asking when the last one came out. So, and that kind of falls into what I was talking about. When Disney bought them, they decided to throw out all the past. Stick with the main story of the first 3 movies.
Right.
And then move on from there. And they wanted to be able to create all new characters for the new generation of people getting into Star Wars, which was cool. Except, to me, they just did you watch them?
Oh, yeah.
They retreaded the same story for 2 movies, in my opinion. And
For the newest one, looking like A New Hope.
Yeah,
Like the first one.
Yeah, the first one, definitely. The second one, I don't know. You know what it is?
It's the same feeling. I mean, it's a different movie, but it's the same feeling.
I have an friend of mine that said the same exact thing about, and again, I don't know.
It was
much
great.
about
I mean,
but
it wasn't a disappointment.
No, he said the same thing. I wasn't disappointed, but it was like it felt
Predictable?
Yeah, predictable, but he said it kind of felt the same throughout the whole movie. Felt like I almost knew what was going to happen, but it was still good because he's a wicked.
Well, I didn't know Princess Leia was going to get sucked back in from space into the ship and be revived.
This guy's got
that one. You thought she was gone.
Literally got in his bedroom. He's a single man, of course. Well, he's an artist, you know, and I mean his true sense of the word. So they're very weird. Great guy. Shout out to you, bro. You walk in his room.
Did lose him?
There is everything.
Recently?
No. I'm not even sure if he's watching. He don't like his name mentioned. That's how.
No worries.
That's how. Very artistic. You walk into his room. You swear to God, you walked into something completely away from everything else. There's Star Wars figures everywhere.
40-year-old virgin.
What's that?
Like the 40-year. Dude, when I kick out all my shit, sometimes I'm like, dude, you're like the 40-year-old virgin.
You know, when shit goes sideways in your life, you try to go back to the happiest place that you can remember.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I mean, it's not just back with action figures. I mean, you can rule out action figures, and it can just be music. I mean, it's like, what music genre, what scene were you in when you were last happy? So if you go through a whole bunch of bad shit, you know, you go back and listen to music when you were happy.
Right.
You know, whatever soundtracks or playlists or whatever, and you try to, you know...
Yeah, I agree.
Get that back.
Yeah, I don't totally agree with that, because every time actually I look back at any time it's been a shit show of my life.
How many years did you regress to go back to something that you haven't listened to in like 10 years?
Right.
Many times, actually, but yeah, and you know, like for me, when my children were born, now that this was an opportunity for me to not only relive it, but to turn them onto it and hopefully be able to live through them the same joy that I had, and they both took to it like right away, and like that I love, you know. Although they're totally, my kids have one just turned 21 and the other one will be 17 this year, and one is just like me, looks just like me, acts just like me, and the other one is just like his mom, looks just like his mom, acts like his mom, but they both both got into this Star Wars shit.
No kidding, that's awesome.
But
it's something you can always share.
It's weird though to watch them as the dad and see how they pick up on different, who resonates with what character. Like, who's your favorite character?
From
the
all of
all
Star
of it.
Wars canon? Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Evidently.
Yeah. Is that
she's the first woman that made me realize I reached puberty.
was that from Return of the Jedi or even before?
Fuck, day one.
I was going to say that was probably from day one.
Day one, right? Yeah. I was up when Halloween comes
I remember
around
some People magazine spread because my mom had got subscriptions to People, and it had a whole thing on Carrie Fisher, and
that was your Playboy.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I got you, bro.
I didn't even know what was happening in my pants, but I knew it
first time I seen Wonder Woman, I said, "Wait a minute."
Oh, you know Linda Evans? Oh my God, dude, she still looks gorgeous, like drop dead gorgeous.
I can't remember who that is.
The original Wonder Woman.
The original Wonder
Woman.
Woman.
Is it? Is that right? Is it
Is
Linda
that really her
Evans?
name?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
I
Was
could
it-
be wrong. If I'm wrong,
Yeah,
that's
no,
all
I
right.
think-
You
no,
can
it's
correct
not
me.
Linda Evans. Is it?
Oh, we're being told from the
Okay,
studio
Kelly.
audience that
All right.
Linda Evans is right. We're good.
Sorry.
Yeah, dude. I mean, she's gorgeous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She was my Princess Leia.
Yeah.
You know.
Hot brunette,
That's funny.
long brown hair, and anyways.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And
So
so
my favorite, actually,
need
from
to
the
change the
whole
subject,
group was.
like,
I can I
the
even
ones
ask you?
watched-
Have you seen any of them?
Oh yeah, I watched
Oh,
the
all
first
right.
two. I think
Okay.
I watched Return of the Jedi too, but you gotta
Return of the
remember
Jedi.
something, man.
I hate that one just because the Ewoks.
I move,
It's
I
like
move, I
driving
move, I
crazy.
move. I can't concentrate on one thing. When I'm watching a movie, I got 100 other things going on. Most of it probably music going on. In my
Right.
head. So it's, unless it really catches me, like Death Wish, anything that's shooting and killing, I can pay attention to it.
So as long as we're
Have a good night. You too.
talking about long-haired brunettes, we're gonna bring up Chewbacca.
Oh, all right. All
I like
right, dude.
Chewbacca,
Yeah,
too.
but
I gotta-
wait.
Yeah,
now,
no. This he already knows.
You have
this.
only seen
Oh, you're gonna
episodes 1 and 2, right?
Right.
So at some point here,
possibly third. I
you
can't
may
remember.
decide at some point that you're going to watch the rest of them, and Chewbacca has the distinction of being in every single movie.
All right, and
Right.
we want the fans to pipe in on this.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll actually ask the
I'm
question.
trying to get on there now. I am like losing Wi-Fi here or something. I don't know how the hell to get on my. All right, it's a new tablet, and I don't know how to get onto my own fucking page on this tablet. I log in to Facebook, and it brings you to this weird ass page. Anyway,
Do I need a violin?
no.
here? Let me
Listen,
play something for you.
You got to listen to this joke, all right?
That's
No, we
wait,
just
no.
want
Tell the joke.
We kind of want like audience participation
We do, right?
because we want to hear what they think.
Because when
So we wanna
once he
ask the
told me this
question.
joke, dude, I realized
You can't get it out of your head.
You can't. Like I'm stuck, and every time I watch Star Wars from now on, I'll be thinking
hear the
about.
joke.
Yeah, I'm gonna be thinking about this.
And I fuck with him like it's like every other day or something. Now it's like, so tell me, Chewbacca, your thoughts.
All right, I'm trying to get on here. And I'm on the building's Wi-Fi, and the building's Wi-Fi is like slow as shit.
Well, it's an old community, man.
Yeah, I know. It's like 40 years old, man.
Well, I mean, as far as people's concerned.
That too. They could be watching. You don't want to piss anybody off. I'll come out, and my tires to be flat. Like, listen, man. Old people know how to get back at you.
Yes, they do. That's why I come in very nonchalant.
All right, I
Flat
can't seem
vehicle,
to.
they don't
You
know
could
that.
actually check on your phone.
They
Pull
can
up
get back
Facebook
at
on your
you
phone.
and collect disability at the
Let me
same
see
time.
what we got.
And let's. All right, so there are. I'll tell you what you actually need to do. Just turn this volume down.
Okay.
I think it's fucking
We're
loud.
still live?
Yeah, we're still live.
I don't think we're loud though.
All right, so tell the joke.
That was very
Just-
rude of me, by the way. I'm so sorry. Thanks a lot.
For what? What was rude?
Playing on my phone while I'm
What? Come on,
on
dude.
you know.
There's only one person watching right now. It's not like you're
That's
in
it.
a lot of trouble.
That's her.
All right, so tell this joke.
So-
Listen to this joke.
I'm listening.
All right, so it's not my joke. It's actually a comedian's joke, and I heard it. But once you hear it, you can't forget it. So Chewbacca, and everybody knows Chewbacca. Do we even have a Chewbacca up here?
No, well, he's the hairy one that looks like a dog.
All right,
That 7-foot tall dog.
Chewbacca. Arr, you know. Does Chewbacca have a human-like penis or like a dog-like penis, like a
Like
red
the
rocket,
crayon
like the
fucking-
lipstick, and it comes out? So when you see Chewbacca, I mean, like how does
All
he
right.
how does he make?
But seriously,
And
wait.
does he-
Answer
does-
the fucking question.
Does he have a human penis or does he have like the red rocket lipstick?
I gotta go with the red rocket lipstick, bro.
All right,
You
so
did-
it's all concealed.
It's a dog thing.
He's concealed carried.
See, I got
Stand
a
your
problem
ground,
with the dog
kinda
thing,
Florida
because
Wookiee.
it's more like a. To me, it was more like a Bigfoot thing.
All right, but do bears
you know
have
what?
a little red rocket?
The
I don't know.
dog thing would have to be
It's
wrong.
not like something that I would be aware
I
of.
would think that was just a big old furry
I
swamp.
think you would know.
I don't know, but it's like now every time I see my cat licking himself, I'm like,
Now
Chewbacca.
you know what?
Fucking Chewbacca.
I'm not gonna,
Chewbacca.
I'm not
Lucky
gonna be able to
bastard.
do anything at all tonight. I'll be driving home.
You gotta go watch. All right, watch Rogue One.
You're
what do
gonna
you
think Chewbacca, Red Rocket, or human
Yeah,
like beast.
yeah.
I'm serious. It's
And then and every time he makes the sound and he goes or whatever fucking noise, you're gonna be thinking he's pissed off because he's got a red rocket. And it's not like just a
that
big
wasn't part of my joke, but
NBA type of, you know.
Kind of like it though. Kind of add it on.
yeah, it's fair enough.
Those of you that are not watching, you're missing it. Because this shit is funny shit.
It's new.
It is.
It just.
And I have a military joke, which
Go ahead.
Good.
Go ahead.
I love a guy making a fool out of himself.
But he's a Marine, so it's all right.
Oh,
he can
that's
back
right.
his shit
all
up.
right. If Russia invaded Turkey from the rear, would Greece help? I actually told that I told that to somebody, and
Is that from Star Wars?
It's not. It's not. But I told that to I told that to somebody, and they like, is Greece a NATO country?
Oh my god, are you
And
fucking kidding me?
that made the joke so much better.
Oh my god.
We lost one. Red Rocket.
Oh my god, dude.
That was good, wasn't it?
It was. The problem is that there are jokes. There are jokes though that are being lost on the younger generation because we get the Greek connection on that one, and they're like, what?
It was just a
Greek?
Greek connection. I don't know. I'm not sure they're NATO. I really don't care. If you didn't get that joke, then
You
I'm
know what
sorry.
the problem is that I'm gonna remember that joke and I'm gonna tell it
Forever.
sometime and I'm gonna totally screw it up because that's just
You're
what I
gonna be
do.
like,
Yeah, I'm the
if
worst.
Russia
I'm the
invaded
worst
Red
joke teller
Rocket
there is.
and there
I
was
won't
a
tell joke.
humanoid Wookiee something, was Greece involved?
We were talking about Star Wars.
That was so far from Star Wars.
I can't fucking take it, dude.
You could have went to 10,000.
No more jokes. No
Leagues
more
under the
jokes.
sea. Still further than Star Wars. Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow.
All right.
I wish I could remember that joke.
You know what?
Well, it's on video. You can watch it
Yes, I
anytime
can.
now. Oh my god.
We have a whole bunch of Star Wars, and actually in our original discussion with Warren, we were at the Kilted Mermaid, and we talking about Jaws
Yes.
too.
And that's another fucked
So
up movie.
that-
So we're moving on because we're gonna get the Jaws,
Scared the shit out of me.
dude. Right?
I
Yes.
didn't even go in the ocean. I still won't.
I don't know if you saw the thing that I typed up on.
Are we
on
officially
Facebook.
on Jaws now?
Oh, we're on Jaws. We'll
right.
move on to Jaws. Jaws fucked my life up, like, from the day I saw it until today, like, till now. Because my dad, the wise ass that he was, decided, he went to the store and he bought, like, this 3-foot rubber shark. And threw it in the bottom of the deep end of our pool. I wouldn't go in the fucking pool, dude. Like for 2 years, I refused to go in the pool because I was so scared to death of a rubber shark after seeing that movie.
All right, if we're on Jaws now,
Here we go,
One
look
of
at
you's
this.
got to put this on.
Oh shit! All right, I'll wear it. I'll wear anything.
You gotta. You gotta.
And you got a new koozie.
Oh,
I
my
can use
goodness.
that.
You can't keep it.
No.
An ex-girlfriend's mother made that for me.
Oh, you know what? Well,
Is that my color? I feel
Okay.
like I feel like I'm an official Floridian now.
seeing. You look like an official.
Right?
I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. All right, now I'm gonna go to my can.
This dude though knows a shitload about sharks because he's actually a diver.
Ah, there we go. That's.
Oh my god!
I used to have one of these. I'm not lying. All right, there we go. Officially on Jaws. Star Wars
All right.
is almost empty.
Oh, you got the other one. No, put that one on.
Oh,
This one?
I gotta put this is the bottom one. All right. How the hell does that go?
In the mouth.
All right.
I want to try to move this up.
All right, now that's interesting. Where the hell did you get this?
Lori Babak, thank you. She made that for me.
All right, where did?
And a hat.
I'm going to start
too.
with you
There's
because
a matching hat for that.
because we monopolized the Star Wars conversation. Do you remember where you saw
Jaws,
Jaws?
the first Jaws?
Yeah.
Well, with my ex, yeah, her.
Your ex,
Double X.
My ex-wife.
Where?
At the house, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. At the
How do you?
house.
I mean, was that like reel to reel?
No, that was like
At that
on
time?
TV.
They had TV.
Come on, man. You're so slow. How many beers have you had that it took you that long to come to be like, what?
I'm not used to somebody else busting my chops, but now it's on,
It's
brother.
on, no, it's on. It's on. Private. I'm used to that.
I gotta give you a dilly.
Oh shit. All right, so it was at home.
Yeah, it was at the house.
And then
Now, mind you, I've never been to the ocean before,
okay.
but I remember. It
Wait,
was
actually, where do you? You're from upstate,
upstate New York,
right?
and it was in the middle of winter.
I'm having a hard time with
seen
this.
And then that's actually
This
where
show.
some of the bull shark encounters happened.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, let me move on. Actually,
Well,
right now.
but I mean, there's multiple shark species involved with the stories of Jaws.
But there's no ocean around me.
Okay, fair enough.
So anyway, watched it in the wintertime. Well, the next summer, we used to go to this huge lake, Sylvia Lake it was called. I wouldn't even dive off the cliffs anymore. I wouldn't go in the water. Stop going. Yeah, no.
No,
No.
I saw it. Where did you see it?
Jaws, Colonial Village Mall, which is now a mega church, which has multiple coffee outlets inside of it.
It's a mega church with
It's a
coffee outlets.
mega church with big screen TVs and coffee
Wait,
outlets.
from
but
what state?
Illinois.
Illinois.
Outside of Chicago suburbs. But Jaws played on the big screen for over a year. Same with Star Wars. It's still the same
Yeah.
time frame. And uniquely, I'm involved in the shark world. That's my passion. All my tattoos
I
are
think that's
sharks.
awesome.
My shoes have the Jaws scene on them.
Right. Dude,
Seriously?
like Stormtrooper socks,
Stormtrooper
Jaws sneakers.
socks.
I love it, man.
Geek over here.
My necklace is a shark. My nickname Sharky. Yes, I mean there's a lot to do with me that's Sharky. And tonight before the show, I contacted a friend of mine whose name is Jeremiah Sullivan, who was a young marine biologist at the time that they were filming Jaws.
Oh.
And
Really?
all of the original shark footage, so that didn't involve the mechanical shark,
Right.
whose name is Bruce,
The big one.
Right.
which went into Finding Nemo. That's why.
Oh, really?
That's why the great white in Finding Nemo's name is Bruce, is because of Jaws.
I didn't know that.
All
And
right.
after the mechanical
And I love
shark.
that movie, by the way.
Oh, it's a
Finding
great
Nemo?
movie.
Yeah.
Where's my hammer? Where's my wallet? And it's Dory, and yes, I know. And it's my oldest daughter's favorite movie too. But Ron and Valerie Taylor, who are big in my community for underwater videography and doing all kinds of things, filmed all of the actual shark footage for Jaws. So not the robotic Bruce and all the
No,
other
the
stuff,
real-
Right,
but
all the
anything
real
that had the
scene.
real shark in it was Ron and Valerie Taylor.
I think that's awesome.
And one of my friends, Jeremiah Sullivan, created a company called Shark Armor, which is the chainmail suits. So the medieval suits that you see people wear, you know, when they're diving with sharks and stuff like that, that protect them from shark bites.
Right.
I bracelet on here.
Did you ever get in a fight with a shark?
Well, yeah, it's if you watch Shark Week and Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe, that's Jeremiah Sullivan on it. But this is a piece of chainmail.
Hang on, I'll zoom in on it.
Yeah.
All right, go. Yeah.
My buddy Jeremiah, I mean, he makes the actual shark suits. So if you've seen like Into the Blue and Jessica Alba and all those people interacting with sharks, they're usually wearing a suit like this. He's created a couple companies that made these. Shark Armor is the latest and the greatest. But for great white sharks, they actually double up this chainmail.
Oh,
so
wow.
you're not just wearing a single layer,
Right.
you're wearing 2 layers. And that basically stops, it's not going to stop the crushing motion of
Right.
it, but it's going to stop the penetration of the
Exactly.
tooth.
Yeah,
You
still
know, from
snaps
hitting
and
an
breaks
artery.
bones.
Dude, when I go like, I'll go to Fort Pierce. I prefer, for some reason, I don't know, the water's like lighter, over by Archie's. So if you go across into that ocean area, you can see clearer
Right.
to the bottom. I know you can if you go further down, but that's only, 20 minutes for me. But Dude, when I just sit in the ocean and bob for 20 minutes, every single thing that goes past my leg freaks the shit out of me. and it gets worse because
You can walk on water then, that can't.
right, almost, and because people on Facebook have a tendency to constantly repost like the shark spawns from a couple of years ago that were happening in Sebastian.
No, that's actually every year.
Is it
And
every-
It's going on right now.
Well, that must be why I see the damn videos
Yeah.
all over the place. Dude, that shit scares the crap out of me. I'm like, no way.
10,000
No way. I'm
black-tip
not
sharks.
going. And that's
Heading
up
up
by
north.
Sebastian Inlet, right?
It's actually, it was at Singer Island last week, and they're working their way up.
Yeah, it's pretty much yearly, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
they
an
make a
every
way.
year
Yeah.
It's kind of
migration.
a weird thing to get used to being from New York, where the only things, well,
Just don't wear
Long
shiny,
Island, there we
shiny
had
shit when
marine,
you're
but
under
it's
the
not
water.
like here. Yeah, shiny shit?
Shiny shit that looks like fish scales.
Oh,
Underwater to
all
a
right.
shark.
That
So if
makes
you're
sense.
wearing flashy jewelry like your ring there,
Right?
underwater that's going to look like a fish scale.
So at this
Shining
point,
in
if
the
my
light.
boss
Right,
tells me
right,
to take
right.
the earrings out, it's a good.
Yeah, take off the ankle bracelets,
Right.
take off the toe rings, take off all flashy jewelry.
I
You
would
know,
not have
and,
thought of that.
and you know, don't hang around in a murky zone.
Basically, why most of your scuba gear is basically black, isn't it? Like everything.
No, it's. I mean,
No?
color
I mean, I do say
has
see
a
some
little
yellow.
bit to do with it, and they're still doing studies on it. There's a company, I think, out of Australia or South Africa that is making like these zebra stripe suits that break up the pattern and make you look like a sea crate,
Okay, yeah.
which is a sea snake.
Right.
You know, it's white and black and zebra-like pattern. But I mean, it's if a human gets bit by a shark, it's almost always a case of mistaken identity. You know, the water's too murky, or there's a lot of shit going on. Sharks don't have a hand to reach out and touch you and say, "Okay."
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but why
now-
are they? Why are they
I truly
moving?
believe that.
Like
Well,
now they
that-
come
that-
into more populated areas.
Because they're chasing food.
Oh, all right, that makes
That's
sense.
their only.
That's-
That's what they do. That they eat, basically. Yeah. I never.
It's like any pet, eat, sleep, and
I-
shit.
I mean,
I never-
it chases the food source.
I never truly believed sharks intentionally.
No, then they don't.
Got
And they
these
don't
people.
like
I
finish
believe
off
they were
people.
just-
You know, I mean, if they bite somebody and somebody dies, you know, it's because they bled out.
Right.
You know, while they're seeking medical attention.
Right.
Right.
You know, it's not because the shark continued to eat at them and.
Yeah, but I'm the
Oh,
one guy
that's
that
my
would be
leg,
bobbing
that's
in the
my-
ocean. That like the shark is like, all right, he is as dark as, you know.
Then we'd be Bob instead of Warren.
I would bob, dude. I could be wearing no jewelry. I'm as dark as the night, and somehow a great white is gonna find my ass, and I'm done. That's why I have a fear of scuba too. Like you think. See, there's a lot of shit I want to do here that I can't do. I can't surf because I have absolutely zero balance. Like I can't ride a skateboard for that reason. For,
Yeah, I've seen you walk.
right?
Go
Dude,
ahead.
my balance is horrible. Listen, for years on stage, I would fight that. Like, people would, not people, but I would see video of myself and be like, am I drunk? No, I just have shitty balance.
Right,
you know?
right.
So, skateboarding, surfing, not going to work for me. Scuba, like, I love the idea of did I lose you? Are you falling asleep?
I was trying to blow kisses somewhere.
The idea with scuba diving, though, I'm afraid of what I can't see. Like I would love. I love all.
That's
I
the
love.
beauty of scuba, though.
I
mean,
love.
is
No,
you're
dude, I don't want.
exploring.
I don't want to
Yeah.
know that there's some
It's-
shit
it's
creeping up on me.
true Exploration. Scuba diving is true exploration. And think about everything that you do up here on the surface right now. You know where you're going, point A to point B, and driving down the roads and going, you know, and shit like that. When you jump underneath the water, you're going to places nobody else sees
Right.
from the surface. And you can, I mean, it's like some dives you plan. Like if you're cave diving, you plan that shit out way ahead of
Oh,
time.
absolutely,
You know?
because that's very dangerous.
It's yes,
It can get,
and I've
very
dealt
hairy
a lot with
from
those
what I've
people
seen.
in the past couple of years.
I can't imagine doing that. No. Scuba
No, me
diving,
neither.
maybe, but-
Like,
normal
I'm
scuba
afraid
diving,
of,
when you jump in the water,
tight spaces.
you do not know what you're going to see. I mean, it's like you're going to go up to this reef, and there might be an octopus there,
right, exactly.
one that nobody else has seen, and hopefully all my friends fucking quit eating. Quit eating octopuses. Fucking thank you. They're the smartest creatures in the sea.
Uh-oh.
Quit eating.
I kind of like it.
And I want one more of those.
Would you? Right? These are good, dude.
This is
All
kind
right,
of
let's. We don't do any advertising, but
This-
whoever
this
makes
is kinda-
Tropical Torpedo, this is some good shit.
This is kind of turned into drunk history.
That's
Have you
all
ever
right.
seen that on Hulu?
Yes, I actually love that
All right.
show.
And I got one.
Hey.
I have
He's got
a
a.
Jody Gaines koozie that comes with a Jody Gaines bottle opener.
And if you've watched The Vibe, you saw Jody Gaines and her awesome band, Ed and Alani, play with me.
It's cool
But
stuff.
that
It's-
sounds really bad, but play on the show for me.
It's local music.
Local
And
music. We
support
love
local.
She's got a wicked voice,
Right?
this girl. Telling you.
She's got headphones on right now. She's not here.
Quiet. So
I got a shark eating my beer, man.
So now he was actually telling me though that when you watch
wait.
Shark Week, pretty much everybody that's on Shark Week, he's met or knows.
Oh no, they're definitely my friends.
That's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
And
'Cause
I
those
talked.
guys are-
I talked with one of them today,
Right?
right before I came, and that's right when I messaged you. And it's like, are we talking about Jaws? Because I want to be prepared if we're going to talk about Jaws. So I contacted a friend of mine.
Oh damn.
You know, lots of promo stuff. But sharkarmor.com and Jeremiah Sullivan, he makes the chainmail suits
Oh cool.
that the shark divers are wearing.
What if I just
And,
want to be
and
like
one
a,
of your artists that you premiered, Jody Gaines,
yeah?
she actually wears some shark armor earrings and necklace,
Oh, that's
Oh
pretty
cool.
which is cool.
That is
And he
very
does those custom for people, so you can't go buy that stuff in stores.
All right,
No.
now
I've got
is
a
he
whole
cool
bunch of
enough for me
these.
to call him up and say I want
That's
a
all
whole
handmade, huh?
I want a whole medieval suit of chainmail.
Yeah, actually, he can do that.
Dude, I wouldn't doubt it. Gotta be
Um,
expensive. Shark armor, cool.
Oh, yeah.
so if you did you ever watch?
Do you ever wear it?
Yeah.
It's
Something
heavy,
else I can
but
put
how
on my
can, it's
guitar,
not
man.
heavy like when you have a whole body of it.
Well, I mean that's a single layer. So double
Yeah.
layer is heavier. So usually the gloves are heavier.
I'm
check
trying
that
to
out.
think like it doesn't feel heavy in the hand, but I'm trying to imagine what having.
We can call him because
Oh,
I actually kind of prepped him for this tonight.
Yeah, you put him on speakerphone.
Yeah.
Call him.
Yeah, give him a holler.
This is what we can do with this show.
This is awesome.
All right. So if you ever watch Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe or Shark Week, Discovery Channel, whatever, we can talk with Jeremiah Sullivan.
All right.
How do we do this? I can put him on my speakerphone.
Yeah, put him on speakerphone and then put the phone like as closer to the camera as possible.
I will be
Right.
putting
Because
But
it's
they-
robotic
it's-
right now.
this will
Obviously,
be
so
the
I'm not
next thing I
operating
put
it.
on my guitar. Right
Hang
here.
on, let's zoom into you there. Actually, that's a cool thing to have.
That is the next thing I'm putting on my guitar because I have a habit of putting
On your guitar or on
Yeah,
the case?
on my guitar.
Really? I
Yeah.
did that with a knockoff Les Paul as a piece
All
of
right,
art.
so we
but-
have to have some legitimate questions.
Yeah, like I want to know how he makes it.
All right.
Like, is it hand
Fine,
process? Is it a machine process? Or and how heavy is a suit of it?
That's titanium right there. It's coated titanium.
Really?
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna sound like a metallurgy idiot, but how the hell do you come across titanium? Has to be made, right?
No, they steal it from the government.
No, but it's not. You can't mine for titanium. It's something that has to be made.
I
right?
have no idea.
I don't know. I could ask Steve Milligan too. He's a freaking nuclear physicist.
That is way above my pay grade.
All right.
Speaking of Steve Milligan, if anybody is watching still, we're gonna this is a fun show about rambling. So where we ramble on about all kinds of crazy shit.
So that was we just tried calling Jeremiah.
All right, if he
Chatted
calls
with
us
him earlier,
back,
but I mean, he told me that when Jaws came out, he was a young marine biologist, and he watched all the scenes. And from what he knew growing up as a surfer and growing up on the coast and studying marine biology, that initial opening scene of the woman being taken down
Right, right.
within Jaws was so realistic that it shocked him.
wow.
And here's somebody studying the sciences, and that was Peter Benchley, and he wrote a great book And after he wrote the book, there was a lot of people that went out and tried to kill great white sharks. You know, because they were the devil. They were
Yeah,
the Omen and the
being on
the news a
Exorcist.
lot.
They were
After Orca was the same
It's-
thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Orca,
remember that?
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. They started killing.
A lot
You
of
remember,
people-
it wasn't only until recently that I think great orcas were taken off endangered species list or something.
No,
right?
orcas still are.
Are they? Or they're just
No,
more
there was-
populated now.
It's
than
more
they were.
popular because of the SeaWorld protests and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Which is weird because Bindi, who is Steve Irwin's daughter from Crocodile Hunter,
Yeah.
is now a spokesperson for SeaWorld,
Oh, all right.
which is kind of weird.
It is kind of weird.
Absolutely,
And
I'm
I've
actually
been
surprised.
to her dad's zoo, and I actually met her dad like 4 months before he died. I was in Australia, and I went to the Croc Hunter Museum and Auditorium and stuff like that in Beerwell, Australia, the Australia Zoo, which was the Steve Irwin
Yeah.
Discovery Channel basically paid for the auditorium, and they had all the crocs and alligators and shit like that there.
Sorry, go ahead, I'm
All right,
listening.
you were distracted.
I thought we were being waved down. I wasn't sure what was going on.
So what?
The problem with
your buddy there at Film Doll.
Oh, yeah.
Did he get to know any of the actors, and what's he think about any of them?
In Jaws?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, because he was still a student at the time, and
Oh,
I'm
okay.
actually, because he's not picking up the phone, I kind of got to ad lib. But when I talked to him tonight, because it's like, dude, I want some seriously cool Jaws trivia, because it might come up tonight.
Right,
And,
right.
You know, he says, I was a marine biologist, and here's what we were doing, and some of the people that I was watching filmed all the great white shark, shots and stuff like that. That were the original in the movie.
Right.
So not
That movie
Bruce.
scared me so fucking much that
And-
when I
and
was 17
everybody else.
and I went to
Yeah.
Universal for the first time, right?
He was like 60
I was still scared of
at
that
the
stupid
time.
show. That ride at Universal scared the shit out of me
Oh
just
yeah,
because
when
of the
when
movie.
the tram
man.
went by
Yeah.
the yep.
Like Jaws ruined it for me. And the orca thing, when Orca came out, I assumed that orcas were just evil whales.
You know,
I
what
was
their
also a
teeth
very
look like?
kid. No. Well, yeah, they're huge, man. It's like the size of a fist, right?
Did it look like great white?
Yeah.
Or it looked like something different.
But they're rounded.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
They're
rounded.
rounded, they're conical, and they look like a canine, like from a wolf, but
Right.
on steroids.
Huh.
Yeah, where the
But
great
there's-
whites
there's
pointed.
no-
and,
Attacks that have happened in the wild from an orca to a human or
No.
a diver. It's only in captivity. So it's only in the places
Right.
like SeaWorld and shit like
There's
that.
no doubt about it.
Where you have those. Because when they come up in the wild, they come up next to paddle boarders and surfers and shit like that. And they check you out and stuff like that. And they're
Oh, hang on.
the Cove.
I may have.
Alright, so the movie The Cove covers the Captain Dolphin trade. So places like SeaWorld or any place where you go in like Cozumel or Honduras or Costa Rica and shit like that where you can swim with the dolphins. Most of those dolphins are taken from Japan, from their mothers. I mean, they're basically rounded up into this cove in Japan. And they beat them senseless and they harpoon them and they stab them and it's a bloody fucking mess.
we play stupid. Humans play stupid.
It's stupid, and the Japanese government says, oh, we take this dolphin meat and we put it in the school program for the school lunches. But anytime you have an apex predator like a dolphin or a tuna or a shark or a whale, you have elevated mercury levels.
Right.
I mean, the bigger you up on the food chain, all fish contain mercury, basically. But the bigger you up on the food chain, the more mercury you have,
That
the more
makes sense.
toxic. That's why tuna cans say, pregnant women and children should not eat.
Right. And you should.
It's on every tuna
And
can.
if you actually read if you read up on it, it'll tell you that you should never eat tuna more than something like 6 times in a
And it
month.
shouldn't, because it's mercury.
Right.
And it actually kills off.
I love tuna too, but I don't eat it because of the mercury.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sushi, like I love sushi. I won't eat tuna sushi.
Yeah,
Won't eat it raw.
I
for that.
I don't eat pretty much any seafood per se, like
Yeah.
chunks of.
How the hell can
no.
you live in Florida? And you're not the first person to tell me that either. But I don't know how you can live in Florida
Let
and
me
not
tell you
eat
something. When I first came down here, people asked me because first of all, I don't like the ocean. I don't like salt. I don't like sand.
Why is he a co-host?
Right? What
Why
the
you go
hell?
on
You don't know
together?
about Star Wars.
And I moved over here 20 years ago, and I
Want
used to
Cool Ranch?
come all the time. No, thank you.
We need to agree
And I
on
used to come here all
some
the
sort
time.
of level.
Right?
And they'd say, well, why the hell did you come here? I said, I can work 12 months a year, and I love the heat and the sun. That's why I came here, for the sun and the heat.
Yeah. We were talking about that before too.
I
Is that
love working
as long as it's
outside.
hot, I'm cool.
I'm good with hot.
But now I'm here 3 years. I've turned into that thin blood Floridian, and when it's like 55 degrees, I'm freezing.
I want to get
Like,
out of the house.
it's too goddamn cold.
What is the audience saying?
I don't know because I can't seem to get on to this damn thing right now. It's the Wi-Fi. We're actually broadcasting on broadband because the Wi-Fi was not making me happy.
Well, this happens sometimes.
I don't want
We're
to
gonna keep
Still
this
going,
going,
and I gotta go pee.
it'll get better and better, and
Whenever
we'll-
we're gonna call a break.
We'll figure it out.
Just go pee, for Christ's sakes. I can keep talking forever. I saw Jaws in the back of a Ford LTD station wagon.
Ah, you're in a drive-in?
I was at the drive-in.
I love those.
I missed the
It's,
drive-in.
it's,
All right.
all right, drive-ins.
We should make
Who
a
has a
new
drive-in
drive-in.
in Florida? What
There
drive-ins
is
are
one
still
somewhere.
open?
There is one, I
Somewhere.
think, right? Hang
Somebody,
on,
because
hang
I've
on.
asked this question,
I
and
think
somebody,
it's-
Ask the audience.
I think it's Northwest.
you can actually log into the Vibe page.
Because that would be a great vibe night. The vibe goes to the drive-in.
To the drive-in, dude, we could do this anywhere.
Well,
Seriously.
I'm just saying. Now you were talking about the Springs earlier, but
I want
the
to do this
vibe
at a
goes to the
hibachi
drive-in
table.
Drive-in.
would be
I wish.
more epic.
And drive-in. All right, wait. Here we go. All right, drive-in
Yeah, we could
technology
put it
today.
on the big screen.
It's like when you drive into Disney and it says tune to the whatever channel.
Right.
Like right. You should be able to do that over your radio now.
I have no idea.
Actually, the only comment we have is from Jody, who's letting us know that it was Linda Carter. not,
Yes,
not Linda
that's who it
Evans.
was, Linda
Linda
Carter.
Evans was
Oh
Buck
my
Rogers.
God.
Was Wilma on Buck Rogers.
Oh my God.
Come on, you watched that, right?
I'm much older than you guys, so.
You didn't watch
That's
Buck
my
Rogers?
excuse.
I loved
Yes, I did.
Wilma on Buck Rogers.
All the best.
Oh shit, I'm
Stick
gonna
with the
turn up the
main
light.
story of
First show, y'all.
I
Where-
gotta pee again.
Guys, I think we're gonna take a break because I'm feeling effects of alcohol that I don't drink, and that is what the fun about doing a show like this is about.
all the best. Stick with the main story of
Can't have this on when the show is going
I
on.
don't know what to tell you.
But this is gonna be our Tuesday nights, dude.
Absolutely.
Next week we're gonna talk music.
Yeah.
You know we're gonna go on for hours.
Music, whatever.
When I saw
All the
Jaws,
best.
dude, it was
Stick with the
literally
main
shut
story.
up. All right, it was me and my brother in the back of the Ford LTD, and we had sleeping bags and pillows. And of course, my parents were in the front, so there was my folks in the front. Then there was the middle section, which wasn't open, and me and my brother sleeping in the back.
Right.
Well, watching in the back.
Right.
But because it was late, we were young. They figured we'd fall asleep, but of course not.
Not gonna happen.
Dude, I watched that whole movie with the pillow over my face, you know, like you do when you're a kid. Of course, but every time the music would come, you knew something exciting was going to happen.
Absolutely.
So you'd start inching the pillow out from your eyes, right? And I'd inch the pillow away, and then of course something would happen, and there'd be blood everywhere. I'd be like, why did I look? Why did I
You
look?
wanna watch, but you don't wanna watch.
Right? And then, of course, you hear all the shit going on in the background, whoever's dying or gurgling, and there's, you know, the Jaws noise is just going on everywhere. And you peek out again, and there's more blood. And I'm like, dude, what's the point of having the pillow and going through this movie? But getting out of that movie, like I realized all these years later how much it has scarred me. Because I can't go in the ocean without thinking about Jaws. It's just completely impossible. Even if we're here where you can see, you know, you walk out 5 feet into the ocean, you can still see the bottoms of your feet. No way. Can't do it. I would like to swim with dolphins,
All right,
but not
yes,
pay
I can
for
I can arrange that.
it, right? Right, we see
I'm
that
not
here
sure
all the
about
time.
the paying thing, but
About the what? Well,
Yes.
no. I mean, like
it's like asking a
SeaWorld.
bartender to serve you a beer.
No,
without
that's not what I
tipping,
mean. It's like paying for it at SeaWorld,
so-
where they're being held in captivity and you can go and just whatever they're.
You should talk with them.
Oh, okay.
That was
It's a
given
punk
to me
band?
at the Kilted Mermaid. It's
Oh,
a
cool.
Celtic.
They're gonna start thinking that Kilted Mermaid pays us for advertising because we talk about it so much. Have you been in there for a gig?
I have never even been in there.
Come on,
No,
dude.
hey, man, remember, I got 2 teenage kids and a wife at home, and I work for a
Only
living.
two?
Dude,
Oh no, I got 4.
No,
But
me
two
too.
of them, 2 of them in New York.
you gotta go there. Take
Yeah,
your
no,
wife
I
there
wanna
one night
go
just for a
there.
drink.
I've been
It's like
wanting
it's
to check it
such a
out.
great place.
I,
The vibe he's
I wanna
got.
play.
He has got. It's just it's an atmosphere, and the guy that owns it and is his wife Linda, or his wife is Linda, right? I don't know them firsthand, but I know them on Facebook,
Right.
and I see them around town. Like I was shooting the Bluegrass Jam with Matt and Bruce the other night at Walking Tree, and they were there. Linda and what's his name?
Who?
The Kilted Mermaid guy.
Chris, I think.
Chris?
Now,
You
where's
know
that
him because
located
he's
at?
got a goatee-ish.
And he's
kind of
wearing a
mustache.
kilt.
Yeah, but like you go into the place and it's just got a really cool
I've heard good
artsy
things about
atmosphere.
it. Now, where's that located again?
It's down on 14th Street.
That's right.
Well,
Okay.
Old Dixie Highway. 14th Street in Vero, and
Wait
the
a
next
minute,
street is Old
man.
Dixie
I'm
Highway.
pretty sure.
I had to put another short.
Isn't
You
that
know
right
what,
there?
dude? I feel like I'm in New York with a.
Isn't that right
Hey,
there around
it's
same
ex-girlfriend's
places,
mom made that.
They
Coast.
hold the Friday night thing?
It's close.
It's right around the corner.
Yeah,
right?
it's around the corner from there.
Okay.
But they're I saw they just opened up like a side. There's a bar inside. The bands play inside,
Right.
and there's an alleyway next to it where he's got seating under a canopy. And they just opened a new bar outside too, which I haven't been to yet. But here's the thing, like, it's a very when you walk in there, you just automatically feel comfortable
Right.
and at home. Like they do a very right. They do a very good job of making you feel welcome when you walk in there. And
It's like after every fucking bowl you've smoked. I mean, where you go to make your snack plate,
right.
you know, with the Ritz crackers
And the
and
Taco
whatever
Bell,
you got in
too.
the
What kind
fridge
of
and
stage
stuff like
they
that.
have? What am I looking
Well,
at?
you're playing
Is it
it.
a small
It's a
area?
small area.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
but they had
I've-
Orangutan playing there the other day,
Right.
and that band takes up a massive.
And Soul
stage.
Jam has got it's
Oh,
two
yeah, I've
two
seen
guitars,
Soul Jam,
singer, drums,
Yeah.
and percussionist, and he takes up a lot. The percussionist not like he just got a bongo there. He's got a big
Right. Got a set.
yeah, and they fit on there pretty. Well, it's tight, but you've dealt with
Yeah.
tighter
I
atmospheres.
gotta check it out. Again,
Yeah,
I
go
gotta
down
start,
there.
I gotta start.
It's definitely an Anderson Council gig, not the project.
I was thinking the same thing.
But all right, so here's their thing, right? Is that they love local arts.
Right.
They're susceptible to good bands and good types of music. Actually, the bluegrass thing, what I was saying before is Chris came down and he was playing a flute, like
Oh, awesome.
yeah, and it just was. They're very much about Vero Beach, and
Okay.
I'm
All right.
obviously because I live here. I love like when I see people really promoting Vero Beach from
Stand by for Jeremiah.
Shark Week for a different standpoint. You know,
Hey,
like
we're going to
obviously he
be
has a
live on the
business.
air in a bit. You want to tell your Jaw story? Well, I got it, and I've
It's
been
the joys
telling
of
it.
the
Well,
people
we're
you
on break
know.
time right now, so.
Yeah. So anyway, so the Kilted Mermaid thing, you know, he's
We're
really cool.
We're
and he
trying, but
totally
I want
digs
to bring you
the
into
local
it.
vibe. Loves Vero Beach. Like, actually, for me to see
It's
him
Vero
at,
Beach, and
at what
it's
would be considered a
it's
competitor,
in
I was very
Neptune's
impressed.
background.
At, you know, and he just was there
backyard
hanging
for
out with his
Neptunic,
wife,
right here.
joining the
This is
bluegrass
their listening
jam. It was a cool
audience.
thing. You should come down to that.
When's
You'd
that?
like it. It's the last
Actually, I do.
Sunday of
I
the
got you
month.
back there.
at 3 p.m. at the Walking Tree.
Alright, I thought it would
There's
be
like
pretty cool,
30,
but
40
actually,
people.
can you spare a minute and just chat with the host? You're not going to be.
We're live, dude. He's gonna be live.
No,
now.
we're not live right now.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a break so I can make this phone call because we're gonna talk Shark Week. Maybe not tonight, but
Hang
soon.
on.
We'll be right back. Hang on.
What they call ghosts. One of these
Okay.
guys. Yeah, he was one of those guys. Never.
I was
he's,
never
He's
here.
dead now. And you know it's funny because you finally see him, and you know you would think he was a beast of a man, but he wasn't. He was just.
I'm gonna interrupt you for 2
He's humble.
seconds.
He's humble as fuck, isn't he?
We're live again.
Okay.
All right, so we were gonna take a phone call. Something happened. We didn't get to take the phone call. Oh shit! The extra ashtrays. We're talking actually now about smoking, and
Smoking cures salmon.
we were gonna have this discussion off the air, but actually it's an interesting discussion because I'm a smoker, and I hate smoking, but now I'm addicted. All right, and what we were actually talking about was watching our fathers die, and I just
Or
listened,
parents, not
or
just
parent,
fathers.
or
Yeah,
whatnot, and
yeah,
I
'cause
realized
I lost both.
that just having that quick discussion, that was something we all really
Lost
quickly
my mother
related
to
to.
a stroke.
Yeah.
My dad, man, I watched him go within 5 years, like quick. It was so fast that I didn't even have a chance to say
Emphysema, lung cancer.
emphysema,
Yeah.
lung cancer. It was
Oh.
lung cancer. By the time they
Yours too,
diagnosed
huh?
him,
As you're smoking,
cancer
giving the
everywhere. And I'm
presentation,
smoking.
yeah.
Dude,
well,
listen.
this is real.
This is why we're having this
what we
discussion,
do.
is because I honestly, I hate smoking. And I watch every time I light a cigarette. I hate that I love smoking, I guess I should say. It's because
Right.
every time I have a cigarette, I love having that cigarette. And now I realize it's that I'm addicted to it, and my body is just, whatever.
Confessional, I smoke too, and there's a lot of my friends that don't
You
know
didn't have
that
to
I
say
do.
that.
Well,
But I don't.
there's my addiction.
All right,
I've
you know
been
what?
doing
I
that for
tried it
40
once.
some years.
After I graduated boot camp,
Isn't
I
that
was
fun?
at Camp Pendleton, and I was at the Del Mar E Club. So Del Mar is outside Camp Pendleton, California, and we were going to go out in the field. And if you use nicotine, if you smoke, you better go to chew because you weren't going to be allowed to smoke out in the field.
Oh.
And I went out with a buddy of mine, and I think he was from Montana or Nebraska. PFC Thomas Moon. I'm not even sure if you're out there anymore, but he gave me some long cut Copenhagen,
Oh,
and we were
That's the
sitting
real
out there.
deal there,
and,
buddy.
and
Yeah, dude.
we were at the enlisted club at Camp
Drunk
Pendleton.
like in an instant.
Del Mar Enlisted Club, and it was kind of segregated. So you had a country side that played country music, and then you had a hip hop side and a dance side and whatever. You had all the chicks that wanted to pick up Marines that night. So I mean, it was fantastic. Thank you, Marine Corps.
absolutely.
Anyways, he's like, you're not gonna be able to like smoke out in the field, next week, start next week. And he's like, here, take a chew. And then it's like I took this big thing of like Copenhagen,
Three finger.
Minter.
We call that a three finger
Oh,
job.
yes.
Wintergreen, whatever Copenhagen long cut. And then it's like I put it in my lip, and I put it all in the whole bottom lip.
Where were you living at the time?
It's at Camp Pendleton.
Which is where?
51 area in Camp Pendleton, a huge Marine Corps
No,
base.
what state?
It's California, and
Oh.
it's Camp Pendleton
Okay.
basically takes up the entire space between
Like
San
people are like, he
Diego,
asked what state?
San Diego and Los Angeles. Camp Pendleton
Right.
basically takes
Okay.
up that entire coastline along US 1 or whatever the fuck it's called anymore. It's 20 years ago
Yeah.
or more.
California has a lot more of that. I
Pacific-
grew up in
Pacific
Texas. where
Coast
it was
Highway.
big.
So where you see, like watch for the illegals crossing the road, and they got the signs, with even with the hats, stereotypical sombrero, like carrying 3 children, So
You mean not
It's
like
three
how long
dragon.
it is to Pedro?
No, it's
South of the border.
I'm just saying. I mean, there's a stereotypical sign out there
Right.
along that highway that says "Watch for illegals crossing the road," and it's like somebody wearing a sombrero carrying like several children.
Right.
And I mean, that's like your watch for deer sign.
But that's the shit about the culture that the United States is so huge. People don't realize that.
How the hell did we get away from the smoking
Well, who
thing?
cares, man? We'll get back on that.
All right, that's,
You don't realize that.
but that's where I took my first scuba diving lesson.
Now, somehow we went from smoking back to scuba diving. The love of just hanging out, drinking, and having a conversation.
Are there people that want to chime in on this? Is there anybody
Yeah,
that...
you guys have to log onto your phones because my pad is not picking up Facebook right now. It's being a
I don't know if I
bitch.
have that. Yeah, we'll get better at this as we go along. This is our first trip, so we're
Yeah,
gonna
but
be
As far as
all
I'm
over the place.
concerned,
This is awesome.
this is perfect because
I'll take that one with the cap on it.
oh, you would take my last one. You would. It's all right, dude. Because listen, I'm at 3, and that's enough for me because I don't drink.
Of course not.
Right? I'm 3. It's a good
Lori,
beer,
Bob,
dude.
Lori,
It's a good
Bob.
beer, right?
Stacy?
I wish it was that blueberry thing that I had it. Oh yeah. Back to the Kilted Mermaid.
Go for it.
Have you seen watch the videos. Look at the videos of anyone that's played at the Kilted Mermaid. If you've seen
Yeah,
any
get
of
on their
the,
site.
have you seen any of the videos for like Terra Firmata?
I watched a couple that you did.
I've never been to Terra
don't get much
Firmata,
of
but
a
their
chance
videos
on
are cool because they have like a lot of black light stuff going on and shit. Kilted Mermaid does too. It's a really cool vibe.
So does Kelsey. You ever seen the Kelsey Theater shit
No.
that they put on? Like the Tim
Oh
Burton
yeah,
stuff?
yes.
And Rocky Horror Picture Show and stuff like that.
Rocky Horror Pictures. I haven't seen that
Kelsey's
here.
got some cool shit going on.
Where is it?
It says no. Kelsey
North?
is almost to West Palm. It's between Jupiter and...
Oh, I don't travel too far south. Dude, I never come back. Like, that's why I don't go to
Excuse me,
Fort
random
Lauderdale.
stranger. The Kelsey Theater is located
What?
where?
Lake Park. Lake
Okay.
Park. I don't go too
So
far
even
south.
more than Terra Firmata, the Kelsey in Lake Park has got some really cool shit going on.
When I first fucking... Okay, that's the other thing. It's alright to curse. It's Facebook
Well, of course
Live,
it
okay?
is.
When
It
I
means
first
you're
moved
honest.
here, right? I met somebody online that I was gonna have a date with, and
Sorry to hear that.
What was
Yeah.
his name?
that's not. She's a very cool girl. In Stewart,
We're gonna edit that out.
we can't edit it out. It's live. She lives in Stewart. Anyway, I think I was only here for like 3 weeks, but I was like desperate to meet somebody, and she and I connected and whatever. I decided I'm going to drive down to Stewart, right? But I don't know my way around here, so I'm using Google Maps,
Right.
to get me where I need to go the best way, right? And I didn't realize that when you live here, there's no need to ever go on the turnpike. Ever. There's like if
Ever.
you don't live here, you're on the turnpike for no fucking reason. You don't need to be
I
there.
refuse to.
There's no reason to get on the turnpike. Anyway, I get on the turnpike, I get a flat tire. I had no spare. Alright, if you've ever been on the turnpike without a fucking spare and a flat tire, you realize very quickly
Yeah.
you are up shit's creek, dude.
You're fucking done.
I'm calling everyone I know, which is like 5 people maybe tops
right.
that I'm down here. What do? I don't know. Call the road rangers. I'm like, all right, I call the road rangers who you see on I-95
No, they're
all
on,
the
yeah.
time. They're like, well, we don't really respond to the turnpike. You're gonna have to call a tow truck. So I call a tow truck. 3.5 hours fucking later, dude. I'm sitting on the side of the road for 3.5 hours. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. This is impossible. Guy's called me like 5 times. He's like, where are you exactly? I'm like, I really don't know. It says mile marker, whatever, and I see a Home Depot in the distance, you know.
Right.
I don't know where I am. I was somewhere between Port St. Lucie and Fort Pierce. Anyway, long story short, the date got screwed up, right? And of course, you're being being the first guy there, being the new guy down here, you're thinking, all right, she's thinking, you're just blowing her off. And here I am stuck.
This guy's
You
killing
can't
me
do
over here.
shit off camera,
Oh,
dude.
you got it.
The problem with trying to have a talk show and a guy steps off camera and thinks that he can joke around is kind of hilarious to the guys on camera.
I'm laughing my ass off over here. Playing with his nipples.
So where the hell was I going with this? Oh, that's why I don't go south too far anymore. Like, I'll only go so far because I'm afraid if I break down somewhere, I'm never going to be able to get my ass back home again.
Stay on US 1.
I
You can get
know.
anywhere from there.
US 1, actually, you know what I dig though? If you start in Stewart, because that's as furthest as I've gone, take A1A north.
That's it. I'm
Up to
gonna-
us?
I'm going to hit him on live.
A1A is
Bitch, you wanna
nice,
keep
man.
playing?
Dude, you can't do that.
No.
You're not.
Trust me,
That's
I'm
it.
gonna-
I'm banning
I'm gonna get it.
drinking.
I'm gonna
I
get
am
it.
banning drinking from Tuesday night.
Hey, don't be punishing me because of
He's
YouTube.
fucking over there dancing with himself.
Don't
You're
be-
over here laughing your ass off.
Don't be-
And we were supposed to be talking about Star Wars 2.5 hours ago.
We still are.
I brought out a whole presentation.
No, we freaking went to Jaws and that stopped.
Jaws. You know what, dude? I could talk movies all night. You know what's another movie that fucked me up? The Exorcist.
Me too. In
I-
the
'cause I
Omen,
was a
in
child.
The Omen, in the Omen.
The Omen. Oh yes.
That didn't bother me.
I was babysitting as like a 12-year-old the first time I saw The
My
Exorcist.
older sister was watching that with her friends, and I was like sneaking behind the recliner and the green shag
Oh, my
carpeting in
God.
1970 something.
Dude, as cheesy as it is to watch now, though, when our heads spinned around, I was like, done. I'm done. And then,
I
like,
refused to watch it.
you never
Again.
watched it?
Oh my God, yes
Dude,
I did.
Did you watch the remake?
I
Like
haven't.
the
Yeah.
when she comes down the stairs upside down, like the ring thing. I was like, holy shit! I had to stop it 4 times.
I
The
had a
television
terrible
series I
experience
could
from
watch,
that, so I stopped
right?
watching
But
it.
the original still fucks me up.
The television series is good
And The
because
Omen,
it's low
too.
key. The Omen was good, although
Damien?
I didn't like the Liev Schreiber version. Schreiber? The newer version of The Omen. I didn't dig too much.
I never was much into the remakes. The Amityville horror movie, I thought the remake was okay, but it wasn't the original of The Exorcist. The original one scared the bejeebus out of me.
The Evil Dead
Well, I'll tell
scared
you-
the crap out of me
I'll
because
tell
I
you-
was like 10
I'll
when
tell
I
you
saw
what
it.
really scared me to death, and it wasn't the time I watched it, the first time I watched it. It was
Welcome
freaky.
back. Welcome
But
back,
I'll
by
tell
the
you
way.
why.
Thank you.
it
They missed
scared-
your dancing.
I'll tell you why it scared me to death. About 10 years later, I'm at my drummer's house. You know, we just got done drinking, eating some burgers. I decided I'm laying down while The Exorcist is on. I said, shit, I'm going to watch this again. And we're in Rome, New York.
Just so you can sleep again at night. Because
So
you
check
needed
this-
to have some
See,
closure after the movie
it
that the
didn't
good
s-
people
It
won.
didn't scare me much, but this is what I want. I won't watch it again now. That day, that night, late at night, we had what you call a microburst. It's almost like a tornado,
Okay.
right?
I know those
Understand?
well.
I
I lost 4 trees to
I
one of
just
those.
got finished watching The Exorcist, okay? And all of a sudden, I got bounced off the couch.
Oh, God
I
was
am-
smiting
Oh,
you.
wow.
Now listen to me.
God was smiting you that
And
night.
this vision of hers, the head spinning around and all this shit, when I hit the ground, I am buck ass naked. Middle of winter now, I ran out the freaking living room, down the stairs, into the freaking street, straight out naked.
Oh my god.
You had some really bad weed
I
that
woke
night.
up,
I'm sorry, brother.
and it's snowing,
Right.
it's cold as fuck, and I'm like, what in the hell was that? I will never watch that movie again, ever,
Dude,
as long as I love it.
I watched it. I was babysitting.
All right, so we're talking Exorcist,
Exorcist,
Omen,
just anything
and-
that scared the shit out of me
and
because that's
Amityville.
what brought Jaws to scaring me. Like that's one of those movies that have lasted with me forever. The Exorcist, The Evil Dead. Now when
that one didn't scare me.
when I
At
watch
all.
it now, it doesn't
giggle.
scare me. Yes, it's hilarious. And I still watch Ash vs. the Evil Dead
And-
now.
yep, and
Like
that's
Bruce
good.
Campbell, I love, but I
And
saw it.
Supernatural.
I saw The
That's-
Evil Dead when I was 10. Or something like that, right? And it
It was
wasn't
something like that for The Exorcist and The Omen.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I had a 4-year older sister, and so all of her girlfriends would gather around and watch horror movies for the girl nights, and I would be, that
Peeking.
slide little, like hiding behind the recliner in a ninja suit and camouflage.
Yeah,
All
yes.
slow crawling through the green shag carpeting.
Watching the girls, not the
Well,
movie.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's watching the movie too, but I have to watch the movie to find out that the good guys won. So once I found out it was horrible and I was scared shitless, I had to still watch it to find out that the good guys won.
Right.
That they had, beaten evil or, whatever. I had to continue. Still scared the shit out of me. And I didn't want to
right on
see
watching
it.
The Exorcist and The Evil Dead.
Both.
Both.
No, not Evil
Not
Dead.
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead didn't scare me, but The Omen and The Exorcist did.
Yeah. Were your
But I had
parents
to,
religious?
but I had to keep watching them to find out that good won in the end.
Oh, right.
When you're still scared shitless in a horror movie and whatever, and you keep forcing yourself to watch it because you want to find out the good wins in the end.
Right, because then you can
And
leave
the-
and go to sleep at night.
And, well, yeah.
It's when you watch a movie where the evil wins.
Or the OCD takes
don't
over
sleep
and
enough?
you
No.
can't step on a crack because it's going to break your mother's back, or it's like if I don't do this, and it develops some psychological shit there.
Absolutely.
So,
And they actually nowadays though everything has an alternate ending.
yeah.
But I didn't know for years that. Did you ever see the movie I Am Legend with Will Smith?
Oh yeah, great movie.
Oh,
It has two endings.
absolutely.
There's two
Yeah,
endings
yeah.
to it.
You have to.
There's a happy ending and a sad ending.
And then that's the other ending.
theatrical version was, I think, the happier ending.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how many movies actually have an alternate ending.
Oh,
to them.
absolutely. And
Well,
that's
now,
been going
now
on for a
that
while now.
that's an option.
You know, it's
And I like
another
that.
movie that scared the shit out of me though. Older though, Event Horizon.
Never
You
seen
see that one?
Never
it's a
seen
space
that.
one,
I-
so
I've
it's a
seen it,
sci-fi
but
toy.
remind me.
All right, so it's got Sam Neill in it, right? And they developed this drive that can take a ship that can fold space and time and go from point A to point B within a second, except
Right.
the ship disappears. So there's this other team that goes out into space and they go to investigate it. All of a sudden it shows back up in the radar. So they go to investigate it, they get there, and they realize that while it was in the other dimension, it picked up a life of its own.
That's what DC's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is
Yes.
doing in this
See,
series.
I haven't watched. I am such a sci-fi comics man boy geek that it's retarded. I started watching first
We all-
three
we all are.
seasons, and then it got stupid.
Weird.
Like they brought Edward James Olmos in, and there were two different versions of Shield,
Yeah.
and I was done. I'm like, all right, enough of this. It's like The Walking Dead. I stopped watching too. But
Well, when they brought what's his name in with the fucking chain, the deaf dude. Fireface.
Yeah. God damn it, Ghost
Ghost Rider.
Rider. Yeah. I'm
When
thinking
they- when-
Nicolas
when-
Cage because he ruined
but-
that for me.
Yes,
but,
he
yeah.
did ruin that for everybody. But Ghost Rider, when they brought Ghost Rider back in, that show got so much more watchable.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it since Ghost
Alright,
Rider.
so I'm
before
not
Ghost
gonna-
Rider. That's all right. You can ruin. I'm not one of those guys that like you're gonna screw up a show for me because I'll watch it for myself and judge it. And actually, I was thinking today because we're in a lull. I'm a downloader. I shouldn't say I pirate live on Facebook.
Yeah, that's probably not a
You're
good
gonna
no,
get
but
banned again.
I'm gonna get banned
And
again.
then I'm gonna be like, why did fucking Warren unfriend
No,
me
dude, but
again?
I realized like Breaking Bad.
That
I didn't watch
was
until
a
it was
bad
the
day,
last
Warren.
season.
It's like, why the fuck did Warren unfriend me?
Yeah, no shit.
We were supposed to hang out that day, right? That night we were gonna go. He's like, he calls me up. He's like, dude, I gotta get out of the fucking house. I'm like, all right, so let's go get a drink. We'll go get a drink, right? And now I realize I'm hanging out with him. I'm gonna become an alcoholic because I don't drink, and every
Right.
time we go out, we're gonna go grab a drink, right? In the morning, I get up and I decide I'm gonna try to promote my business instead
Right.
of the vibe because
Right.
I spend a lot of time pushing the vibe
You
and
do.
not enough time pushing the business. So I come up with it. What are you displaying? Underwear? So, shark underwear.
Okay,
He's
really?
got shark
Seriously?
boxers. He's not single, girls. He's got all that hair, but he's not single. So don't look at the boxers and think it's okay. Anyway,
If you do, it's larger than it looks.
it's a mirror. You know what you're saying? I'm totally. Hey, see, he's pulling out boxers. I don't even know what the hell we were talking
I
about.
don't either. I gotta get the hell out of here.
And shark suck. Do you wear them,
Oh,
dude?
That's so cute.
Come on.
Seriously?
Just the fact that you were wearing the Stormtrooper ones, I was a little bit.
Wow.
And the shark shoes.
And the shark. Do you actually wear these things?
Yeah.
Look at these. Look at these things. Would you wear that? I want you to wear that on
Would
your
I wear
next
that?
gig.
I wouldn't wear that when I was 8. And by the way,
Fuck you all.
these either, because I always went commando.
Do you guys remember what the hell we were talking about before we got interrupted by shark
Gotta get the
underwear?
hell out of here, I know.
I think we're done for tonight. This is what I'm going to tell you.
This is
If you're
hilarious.
still watching and you're
It's
still
so much
hanging
fun.
on, we're going to do this every Tuesday night.
You need to buy shark armor. Do you need a shark suit?
I think next week we're going to talk music.
They make shark jewelry.
This is Rocky Champagne from the Project and Anderson Council. You're not allowed to get phone calls while we're on a show. dude.
Hang on, I think my wife is watching.
Mom,
Mrs. Champagne,
Hello, sweetheart.
you can't make phone calls when we're live on Facebook.
Still on the show. We're just wrapping
You
up.
guys are watching this, right? I want you to check this
Oh
out.
yeah, actually, I'm on camera
See?
talking to you right now.
This is
Lori,
what happens when you do
No,
stuff
no.
live on Facebook. Wives
Lori,
call.
thank
listen
you.
up. All right.
She's watching how many beers he's had to drink.
album release.
So basically, we're gonna do this every Tuesday
Good
night.
friends.
We'd like for you guys to tune in. If you would like to join us on a drunken night fest on a Tuesday evening, you're more than welcome to join us. Send us an email. We all access the Vibe page at this point. Joe, you missed a good night. You wuss.
Yeah.
You are a wuss.
Was.
You might be a good drummer, but you're a wuss because you did not make it for the show.
Oh, wait, but we have under the underwear. We have Little Head Han Solo.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and make
It
the
is the
introduction.
little head Han Solo.
And we have Bespin.
If you were a collector,
Bespin
you had
Luke
either the
Skywalker.
big head Han Solo or the little head Han Solo. This,
Yes.
of course, is
We
the...
have Skip.
Slow down. You gotta slow down. This was gotten from Kellogg's. Proof of purchase.
Sorry,
All right?
I had one of those.
That is Luke in
I
the
waited
Bespin outfit.
Forever for
Bespin
for Forlom. Do you remember Forlom?
Empire Strikes Back. Yes, I had four long, too.
Cereal box.
And what was the
Forlom.
long guy? The tall guy? IG-88.
IG-88.
The
who
skiff
might
guard.
have more of a backstory.
Skiff guard.
Tusken Raider.
If you've not noticed yet, all of my Star Wars figures from yonder years
Here's
of
your
old
shark back.
And Warren's
I've
first
had,
introduction
fireworks.
to gay clubs.
Gay
Yeah,
club.
Bureau.
This
I thought we were wrapping this up.
we were wrapping this up.
Sparta.
It's either Gerard Butler from 300.
No. Tell us what it's really about.
Clash of the Titans. We're not. Listen, we're going to go for now.
That's what you're gonna
'cause
tell
there's
yourself.
only so much that the host of the show can take.
He's killing me.
This will be at Transgender Night at the Kilted Mermaid. We'll see you guys there. Have a good night.
Warren's